Hi, my name is Alison Marshall. I'm a member of the Phineas Walcott Cook family organization. And I spent some time working on the Journal of Ann Eliza with Becca Groberg and my mother, Marcia Marshall. Um, and I wanted to talk about the work we did and the process of it and what I learned from that. One of my jobs was help proofreading, the journal material and research, which was a lot of fun. So whenever in the journal, Ann Eliza would mention a person, sometimes a place or an event, I would try to find out more about it. She would take a name, sometimes it'd be a family or ward members, and I would try to find their records, find their birthday, where they lived at that time, anything to identify the person, to know who they are. And we added this information to the book. And with the information we read from the journals, I was able to find the person in family search, and I can identify them, and we and future readers can know who Ann Eliza was talking about. So while working on this project, I was able to see Ann Eliza's life and kind of compare it to what I had known about pioneer life. So the idea of the reality of pioneer life and hardships, what I really understood was just the trek, the kind of the months of grueling pain it took to, go to Salt Lake. But from there, what happened? How did people live? They had to build a life basically from scratch, and a lot of that was talked about in her journals, as this was a part of her life. And what was also something I learned, especially from this book, was the realities of polygamy for Ann Eliza, and especially interesting considering how her journal is written so many years after she had kids, and she wasn't living with her husband at the time, but she had talked a lot about her kids, about her life, and about her faith especially. So because of her journal and the work that she put into it, I feel that I found a great value in journaling myself for my posterity and for me reading it, and I can understand the value of it to a higher level. So I found it especially inspiring how she cherished her life and her family and her friends, and she put a great deal of work into her callings and the opportunities she had, and how she reflected on those, especially later in her life. And I got to learn how she lived for just a few years before she passed away, and what she considered most important and most evident. So Ann Eliza Howland Cook lived a life of hard work, faith, love, and friendship, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity that I had to work on the publication of her journal, and I hope you all will enjoy reading it. Thank you.